The walls are tumbling down! Are they really? Gotta watch. Thanks everyone for tuning in. My name is Jeff, ArizonaHotHomestead. And on this build that we're doing here, walls are tumbling down. Actually, walls are going up. Let me show you what we did on these walls here. And what we did with these walls to kind of prep you, we didn't put in doors or windows. And it looks kind of weird when it first is up because you're like, well, how am I going to get in and out? So let me kind of show you a little bit of what we've done on these walls. And I got a couple of still pictures that I'll put in the video because we were so busy working and all that, I just didn't have the time to do the videos during. So I'm kind of doing it after the fact. But that's all right, you'll pretty much get the gist of it. So let's show you what we did. We've got your standard bottom plate and two top plates. And just for those of you who don't know, the idea of the two plates is for A, make it a little stronger, but B, and I think this is the most important, we have a joint right there where two pieces come together, so the top one binds those joints together. And that makes the wall so much stronger and easier to put up. So here's what we did. When we put up this wall, we did not have a top plate. We did put up a temporary one. In fact, these walls, these studs were 10 feet in length. That was longer than we needed to be. So here's what we did. We figured out where we were going to put the bottom of our rafter over here. And we used what is called a water level. I'll show you that here in a second. Where you would hold the water, or try to hold the water, to this point here. And then on this point, we would just hold it until the water stopped moving, mark the board, and then once we marked the board, we literally used a chalk line and snapped the chalk line on the 2x4s. And then we could have used a chainsaw. We tried to use a skill saw, but that was a little awkward. What ended up working out best was a reciprocating saw. That worked out best. So we would chalk our line, get a nice straight line across, and then just go through and literally cut each one of them. We would have a brace going, as you can see here. There's part of the brace that we left, just to give you an idea of what we were dealing with. So we had a brace like this all the way across. And that way, as we would cut, it would help hold it. We'd have another person down below to hold the stud. So as a vibration as you're trying to cut, it just made it easier. And then that person down below would have to be careful because the top half would come falling down. So it was kind of interesting on trying to catch them. A couple times we would actually cut and the board would fall right on there. It was pretty cool. Alright, so what we've done, there's going to be a door over here. However, like I said, we put this wall up without any door, with just the studs up, so we could cut it while it was up on our height. So once we knew where this guy was for our low point, then we basically we knew what our slope would end up being along here as we put up our header. And our slope was the same slope as what that VersaTube is over there, which is over a 32-foot span. It's 7 inches. Not much of a slope, is it? So then we were able to work off that same thought process. Put the low point over here where the rafter is, with the water level. Bring it over here to these studs that were sticking another 1.5 feet higher, and marking them and cutting them with the saw. and then putting top plates on them while they were up there. We would do that to try to stay level. We would do that about every 4 feet. We would check our level, and then we'll break out the 4-foot level, lay it on our rafters, because we want this to be here to here perfectly level. Well, I want the slope to come this way and stay level this way. And when we break out the level, the 4-foot level, and compare that to the tube water level, worked out perfect. So let's take a look at that tube. So on this water level, I'm using this table here with some clamps, because I can't hold it with my hands and the camera at the same time. So basically all you do is, you can see how the water level is level between the two. So what happens is on the tubes, you take one end of a tube and you go to whatever marking that you want, and you take the other end of the tube and you hold it there. And when you hold it, you got to let the water stop moving. See how it's not moving right now? And that's what you want. And then you know you're at a level. So it doesn't matter how long this tube is, it's always going to do this. Now, one interesting thing is when you go to use a tube like this, is when one person, so now watch how the water level goes. One person raises it up high, see how the water goes up and squirts out the top? Well, that's the fun part in trying to set this, because one person will raise their tube higher than the other, go up the ladder faster basically, and then the guy who's on the bottom end will have the water squirting out the top. So it's actually a little game we played. So you both have to bring your tubes down at the same time, keep the water levels the same. But this works on a distance. So we did it at a 16-foot distance, and our level was perfect. So that's the benefit of a water tube as a level, and let me tell you, it sure did come in handy. So that, folks, is how you put up walls. Well, maybe not how you put up the walls, but that's how we did the walls. So just to kind of briefly recap on Concho, come here. Yes. As he sits on the mic, is my buddy Concho. He's a homestead dog. Where the rabbits at? Go get me a rabbit. Give me a rabbit. Go get the rabbits. Get the rabbit. You messed up my mic, Concho. No, I'm serious. Go get a rabbit. Go get the rabbit. Go get the rabbit. Go, go, go. Oh, sorry folks about that. Oh my goodness. So, I don't know how all that just came out, but Concho's out chasing rabbits. That's what he loves to do. And he'll go out and run around, and he'll come back in, and it's like he's telling me a story, or he's telling me get off my butt and go help him or something. And so he loves to chase rabbits. So anyhow, where was I? Oh, I was just explaining how perfect the walls are. But yeah, putting up these walls is kind of unconventional. The basic reason is because on the long side here, 32 feet, it was going at a slope, and then on the short side, the 16-footer, that was going to be level. The difficult part was to figure out exactly how we were going to do so. So we started on the low side, made that nice and level. We knew what the VersaTube angle was, and so we just matched that header up with that, and that gave us 2 good points to work with. And then from there, we just kind of use that water level. Let me tell you, that water level worked out so beautifully, because we would check it every 4 feet to make sure that we were staying level, and it just, yeah, it worked out beautiful. The chalk line also, the chalk line worked out beautiful because we did the whole distance on the long wall there, and was able just to snap it, and and then we'd use a pencil basically and mark all the way around the 2x4, so when we went to cut, it was easy to see the line, so we were able to make sure we had some decent cuts there. We didn't worry about the cuts being at an angle. We just worried about the cuts being straight. It's not much of an angle to worry about, and I think it actually turned out okay. We're going to frame in the doors and windows now after the walls are up. I think you saw in the video where one of the windows is already up, and I'll show you guys that in another video on framing doors and windows. So yeah, so you'll have to subscribe to catch that. So there's a lot of work to do. I'm doing these videos in segments, so you kind of see each little piece, and yet it's kind of after the fact because we've been trying to work on this. I've had people come up. It's basically taken 2 full months to do this as of me taping this video here, and out of the 2 full months we actually only have about 8 days of work. The other time it's either been raining or you've been sleeping, or yeah, I sleep 12-hour days. No, I'm kidding. Or working, and I work 12-hour days, and sometimes even 18-hour days. And so so between the work and the rain, and sometimes you just need that extra hand for someone to hold up the other side of something, but yeah, things are coming along. It's a lot slower than I was hoping for, but you know what? It's going to get done eventually. So, guess I'll catch you guys on the next video. So subscribe, like, share, comment. Gotta subscribe because I gotta show you the rafters, the skylight, framing in the doors and windows. I gotta show you the siding. Oh my gosh, there's so much to do. I gotta get to work. See you, bye, have fun.